Hello, I'm Eddie Turner. I'm with Dr. Laura Paramoure, president of eParamus. At eParamus, they have a unique ROI by design model for measurement. Dr. Laura, please tell us a little bit more about your unique ROI by design process.
Well, Eddie, the ROI by design process measurement model is different than most models out there. Many of the models out there focus on providing a survey that will ask people whether or not a learning program was beneficial to them or whether they applied it. And that really gives us an opinion about whether or not they think learning was of value. And then there's other programs out there that focus on identifying the activities that they do or how much they interact with the content. That is how they provide their ROI for learning. We take a completely different approach in that we are more focused on running our business. We're focused on understanding what it is that we are doing that is having an impact. Therefore, we measure the actual knowledge and behavior gained in a learning program.
Interesting. So you're saying that rather than simply providing your clients with a checklist of how many times a course was run or attended, or what some refer to as a smile sheet, that someone liked the instructor or liked the learning, you're actually giving them hard data that's tied to something very different.
Yes, exactly right. So when we do measurement, we understand that people really need to know measurement from 4 different places. They need to understand whether or not a learning program is needed.
Mm-hmm.
If it is needed, they need to understand whether or not people learned in a learning program, the way that we designed it, whether or not that design was effective at their learning. And then they need to understand if they learned it, whether or not they applied it. And if they applied it, did that make the changes in the organization that they were looking for? The challenge with measurement is that you're really carrying the design, what you choose to put through in your learning, all the way through the organization. So when you do checkpoints across those different components, you're able to identify where it fails and why it fails. For instance, if I was able to measure that they actually learned and then they didn't apply it, without understanding that the learning actually happened and that it failed in the application, I would have no way of really addressing that problem and fixing that problem. So in our model, we focus on those major checkpoints, and all those checkpoints are measuring whether knowledge or behavior is happening, and that gives us the information that we need to run our business.
Indeed. And it sounds like that really separates you from others in this area. Tell me, what's been the reaction to your clients with using your model?
Well, it's been great. It's really been great because it's such a long time coming that measurement has, in this day and age, technology really helps us to be able to capture those knowledge and those behavior components, but really to help the learning organization remind us that we are here to build capability. So what we should be measuring is whether or not what we do in learning is creating that capability. So the reaction has been, wow, I can now understand how to run my business, what things that I do in my business actually are successful, those that aren't successful, and I can diagnose and repair all along the way. So it's a mind shift. It's a mind shift from being, let me just give you the numbers and tell you where we are and that we made an impact, to no, let me explain where we are using learning and how effective it is actually being along that continuum.
Very nice. Would you like to experience that wow factor that Dr. Laura has described? Take the mystery out of your measurement. Stay connected to Dr. Laura Paramoure and eParamus.